Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back. I'm Robert, and today I have another space anomaly video for you. This one is on Pluto, and Pluto is the furthest planet outside of the solar system. That was one of the original 9, and since about 15 years ago was downgraded to a dwarf planet, and nobody still knows why, but I still consider it the 9th planet. This video is definitely about Pluto, showing you some oddities and some things that will make you go and that's basically what it's about. So enjoy the video, and we'll have a good time. And I hope the whole purpose is to get people to ask questions. Ask the question, what is that I'm seeing, and why does it appear that way? We don't always know the geology and the morphology of a planet, especially one that's so far out in the solar system. But seeing mountains and frozen places like Antarctica, we can determine how ice would affect the ground, which would be the mountain. And we can look at Mars and see how ice, even though it's mostly carbon dioxide, how ice affects the mountains there. So we can look at and make a determination. But when something doesn't look like it should as a mountain, so we have to ask why. Why is it different than the rest of the other mountains around it? So, on to the video. Okay, so this is where you can actually find the photo of what we're talking about. You just go to solarsystem.nasa.gov /resources/786, and then it says closer look, majestic mountains and frozen plains. Now, this doesn't come with a designation number, a photo designation number, like most of the stuff does. So when you get here, you'll see on the right hand side it says downloads. You can download it as a 276 kilobyte image, which is really a small image. You're really not going to get much out of it. Or you can download it at a 2.6 megabyte image. In some cases you can download it in a TIFF image, which would be a whole lot better and much more to view. The source, NASA, JPL, APL Swift, or JHUAPL, published September 17th, 2015. Says just 15 minutes after its closest approach to Pluto on July 14, 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft looked back toward the sun and captured the near sunset view of the rugged icy mountains and flat ice plains extending to Pluto's horizon. The smooth expanse of the informally named Sputnik Planum, right, is flanked by to the west left by rugged mountains up to 11,000 feet or 3,500 meters. According to the informally named Norgay Montez at the foreground and the Hillary Montez on the skyline. The backlighting highlights more than a dozen layers of haze in Pluto's tenuous but distended atmosphere. The image was taken from a distance of Pluto. Now, the spacecraft was 11,000 miles or 18,000 kilometers from Pluto. The scene is 230 miles or 380 kilometers across. So what you're seeing is this is 230 miles or 380 kilometers across right here. Okay, well here's the photo. It extends off past the border here. I had to reduce my screen recorder so I can get a full dialogue here. Otherwise it just shuts off on me. So anyway, what we have is, this is Pluto, these are the plains, these are the mountains, and you got some mountains back up in here also. Remember that the spacecraft was 11,000 miles from, or 18,000 kilometers from Pluto when it took this. So you know the camera's got to be pretty good, right? So let's come down and we'll take a look at this. And we can see ice-covered mountains over here. And Pluto being so far away from the sun, it's going to be just covered in ice. The atmosphere freezes and falls back onto the planet itself, and it's on its way out, away from the sun. And in about the next 100 years, it'll be its furthest way out, and then it'll start its way back again toward the sun, in which the ices will start to not really melt, they'll warm up a little bit, and then the atmosphere around Pluto will be heavier. So here's one of the things I wanted to show you, was this right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enhance this up a little bit. It'll sharpen it. We can have a little better look. And I don't know much about planetary geology except the fact that, you know, unless it's driven by rain or wind, you're not going to have some real weird formations. Now, it may be possible that the ice on Pluto could cause some strangeness in the mountains and stuff like this. But mountains are mountains. And these mountains here don't get really very hot. You know, they just, you know, are mountains. They rise up from the ground. So that with there really being no atmosphere to speak of on Pluto, there should not be any real weird shapes. You know, because the ground is not going to warm up like it does here on Earth. And so there's not going to be any sudden temperature changes. I think the warmest it'll be will be about 230 degrees below zero. It's a lot colder than that now because it's so far from the sun. But anyways, I've sharpened it up a little bit, and now I'm going to darken just a little bit there. There we go. And you can already start to see that there are right angles here. You got a right angle there. You got this here with the right angle coming back, and it angles again and then angles back up into here. I'm not saying this is something, I'm just saying it's an oddity. And so let's back out of here. And that's just all I'm trying to do, is just point out these oddities. So what we have here is another, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 in a straight line with something that goes here to here. And it's almost looks like it's in a triangle shape around the base. Can't see what's back there, so I don't know. But this is very much an oddity. As you can see, I'm zooming in. I don't want it to pixel on me, so I'm trying very hard not to let it do that. Okay, here is another one. Now, again, I don't know the morphology of Pluto and the extreme frozen conditions that it's under, but I've seen mountains of Antarctica I've seen these frozen mountains in Antarctica through the pictures. You can get Google Earth and you can go down there and take a look. They look like mountains, and it's very cold down there, over 100 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. But I wanted to show you this, so let's going to come in a little closer. We have what looks like a platform here. See the right angles there. You see here, right angle here. Looks like it's got a little ice on top of it right there, but right angles there. You have a right angled platform here, and you got something on top. We can tell it's on top, and let me move it over this way. You can tell there's something there on top. And how do you know that? It's casting a shadow. You can see the shadow right there. Another oddity here. See if we can adjust the light a little bit. Maybe bring it out a little bit. You can see that. This is an oddity. I'm going to up the clarity a little. And it's like something here, something there, something there. Got something around here and some openings. Again, these may be all natural, but I'm just pointing out the oddities. And here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you got some fuzziness here. We're going to talk about the fuzziness in a little bit. And so let's go back here. Look at some of the strangeness. Now, I'm going to point it over to here. Now, those look like mountains. That's what mountains are supposed to look like. But I'm wondering about this. The shape of these things here that are on the top. You know, again, this could all be very well be natural. I'm not saying it isn't. And let me go over here and we find some more of that. This odd shaping. Adjust the light a little bit. But there's one thing in really particular that I wanted you to pay attention to on this one. If you look right here, you'll see what goes here, here, it comes out and it goes over here. It's like an exhaust coming out of this hill. And the reason I can say that is because it's translucent. You can see through it because you can see the side of the hill right here. You can see the coloration difference here as it's going out this way. And of course it looks like it may be heading a little off here to the right. But there's something coming out of this hill. Is it outgassing? I don't think so. It's too far away right now for there to be any kind of outgassing going. The temperatures are way too cold for it to be, I think, any outgassing. Maybe when it gets closer to the sun, there might be some methane and ammonia going back out into the atmosphere. But that will be in the next 150, 200 years, because it takes a long time for Pluto to make one orbit around. So it looks like you got something here coming out. It's translucent because you can see part of the hillside. And you can see where it's going up, and you can see behind it. So that tells me that that's some kind of a mist forming or being developed. Now here's the other two that we talked about earlier. Now here's something that I want to show you. NASA, for some reason, has to hide things. And they do it by what's called obfuscation. In other words, they're going to take and fudge up the image a little bit, and they give it a blur, or even in some cases just downright put something else there that doesn't belong there. And this is this case here. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. Why do you say that? Because this is not like any of these other mountains here. It doesn't have the same, you look over here at the mountains, it doesn't have the same sharp edges as these other ones do. You can tell the edge. You can see it. And this should not be blurred like it is. Second reason I think that they fudged over this is because you can see the ice here, and you can see it as it's going past the blur, and it will do this on the same time over here. And we're going to do this by changing the light. You can see that it's going through here, and it's going to be over here, and then we're going to change the filter. Let's see, which one was it? Here we go. You can see the lights going through here and through here. And you can see it's all fuzzy when these are not all fuzzy. This isn't that far away. So what we have, and you can see even back here, you can see through this here. And they don't want you to see something there for whatever reasons. Nobody knows. They can't seem to trust their own selves. And let me see if I can adjust this one up where we can see this back here. Again, you have right angles and what appears to be a doorway. Is it a doorway? I don't know, but it could be perfectly natural. But anyways, I just wanted to show you some of these oddities that I found while looking at this picture. And that kind of looks like a volcano caldera right there. So tell me, what do you think? Looks like we got a pyramid. You know, this is back where that really weird thing is. Got a pyramid. We got something here on top of this platform. You can see the shadow it's casting. And over here, just some strangeness that's on these mountains. They could be natural. I'm not saying they're not, but I'm just saying this is weird. You got, looks like something going through here, and it's got a cross, like a crossroad right here. So many things I'm just not finding as I'm looking at this. But anyway, thank you for watching. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's always a pleasure to do videos for you guys. Thank you.